Well, you may have the Julia Rothman collection of these beautiful nature guides, but you're wondering what on earth you're supposed to do with them. If that is you, today's video is for you, and I think you're really going to enjoy it. Hey everyone, it is Christine here. I am a homeschooling mom of 3, and I share homeschool content here on this homeschool house. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and subscribe. Today is a sponsored video, and I'm going to be sharing the notebook companions for the Nature Anatomy series by Julia Rothman. So this is not a collaboration or any kind of affiliation with Julia Rothman. This is with Daily Skill Building. Carrie reached out to me earlier this year and asked if I would be interested in sharing about her products, and I said yes, I think my audience will love to hear about them. I know that I have owned this series for a couple of years now, and sometimes as homeschoolers we see beautiful, pretty things online and we think, I have to have that, and then we get it and we think, what do I do with it? So that wasn't the case for me. I bought this collection to go along with a couple of different curriculums actually that we've used, and a lot of the Charlotte Mason inspired homeschool curriculums do use resources such as these because they are such beautiful resources to use for nature study. But also I am aware that there are a lot of people who don't use it alongside curriculum. And therefore, these guides that I have here, I'm going to share with you, are really fabulous for just making the most out of these books. So another thing, if you're anything like me, I like instruction. I like instructor's guides. I don't like having no guide. That is not me. I'm not strict in the sense that, like, I'll be given a curriculum and it'll give me the schedule and what to do and everything, and I have to follow that to a T. I'm not like that either, but I do like having some sort of guide to point me in the right direction and just give me jumping off points. I think just from like a mental capacity standpoint, I can only think of so many things before my brain just goes like, I cannot. And so to have someone just like kind of hold my hand and lead me in the right direction, and then I have the creativity to do with it what I want, that's ideal. And I feel like these notebooking companions are fantastic for that. So let's just look at this first, because I have the trilogy, but there's also another one, and it is the Ocean Anatomy one. I don't own that one, but I do own these 3. I'm just pulling them out of their sleeve. So I've got Food Anatomy, I've got Farm Anatomy, and I have got Nature Anatomy. And all of these have companion notebooks that are not, they don't come with these books. They're completely separate. But from Daily Skill Building, she has developed notebook companions that go with these and are fantastic to use alongside them. She also has one for Ocean Anatomy. Like I said, I don't own the Ocean Anatomy book, but there is one for that one. And so if you are someone who struggles a bit with teaching nature study, like I am, and you're not necessarily naturally adept at going out and being intentional about it, this could be a really good option for you. Because not only is, like, you can invest in these, and on their own, they're not a curriculum. And you can think, oh gosh, it's a lot of money to like maybe invest in these and the notebooking guides just for 1 year. But the reality is, when you've invested in these, you can use these over and over and over again. They're huge. So like, you're not just investing in a 1-year curriculum when you purchase these books, you know, like there's lots of different ways to use them, which I think is fantastic. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you a little bit of an overview of the notebook companions, but I've got them in digital form. So they are available as a printed option or as a digital option. And because I live in New Zealand and the cost of shipping is like $100,000 for everything, I opted for the PDF version. And so that's fantastic as well if you have multiple kids that you want to use it for, or you want to save money on shipping if you live internationally, if you have an economical printer. Although I will say everything pretty much is black and white in the notebooks, and so you're not going to be using a ton of color, you know, aside from the title pages, and I think there's like a couple pages at the front. Where is it? It's really just like this bit here that has actual color on it, and you could print those in black and white. That's not like a make or break kind of thing. So they're very economical to print at home. I think I looked, and the notebook that I printed out, or I partially printed out, was 168 pages. And when you're doing that double-sided, obviously, you know, you're using less paper, and it was all almost entirely done in black and white. So that's something to consider if you need to save money. You can buy these individually, the notebook companions. However, you can buy these individually, the notebook companions, or you can buy it in a bundle deal, and then there is a free add-on that you'll get, like a gift bonus. And also, this is intended for grades 3 and up. And the reason for that is because it's a notebooking companion. In other words, they're going to have to write a lot. So you could use it with the younger kids and you do the writing for them. However, it's going to be hard work, you know, if you're doing all of that. Although it is intended for grades 3 and up, she has created an add-on notebook that is intended for younger students. That is not available to purchase on its own. It's only available when you purchase the main notebook, and then you're given the option to purchase the add-on as well. It's very reasonable. I will link to everything down in the description so you can go take a look. But like here, it's broken down into chapters. You can see there's chapter 1, Breaking Ground, and that's just a coloring page. So you could use that from like preschool up. Here, Layers of the Soil, and there's a place here for drawing, and then you can scribe what they write down, what they've learned from that chapter. I will flip the camera around and show you guys these pages closer up, and like I said, I'm going to take you onto the computer so you can look at it. We can go through a few of the different ones because, like I say, there's several of them. They're all pretty much the same format. Something that I do really like that she's got at the front of the notebook is tips for like how to put it together and how to use it and all that kind of stuff, because this could be like notebooking could be a completely new concept to you and it's something you're only just introducing. So she talks about what notebooking is, how to put it together, like notebooking for beginners, and basically the idea that this is not like an assessment kind of thing for your child. It's basically a way for them to learn, and it's not like a rigid test or a graded thing or anything like that. So really helpful tips at the beginning of the notebook, and then the notebooks themselves are just, I think, really well laid out. Now, there is no schedule or times list or anything like that, and that's because it's meant for you as the parent to fit into your homeschool the way it works, because all of us homeschool in a unique way. Our schedules are different, our children's needs are different, and so it's more of like a general guideline on how to use the books, but there's no like you must do this in this amount of time and that kind of thing. So it's up to you to use it the way that you see fit for your family, if that makes sense. So a little bit more about the company. Daily Skill Building is a Christian company. It's a faith-based company, and they do use secular books as resources, and they will put a note to parents in there if there's any areas of the book that you may want to skip. Just like a heads up, and you may not want to, but I think it's really helpful as a parent to just know about it ahead of time so that you can make an informed decision. So they will do that. So that's just something to be aware about. And then pricing. I've got it written down here, so excuse me as I look at my phone because my brain cannot remember all the things. But this will just be helpful to you. So the digital notebook companions sell for $9.95 each. That's US dollars. Okay, the digital bundle is $39, plus you get the free bonus that I mentioned before. The printed notebook companions sell for $24.95 each, and the printed bundle is $89.99, plus you get the free bonus. And I'm pretty sure, where was it? Here we go. So there was the add-on for the younger children. That is $4.99 each. And like I say, you can't buy them on their own, but once you've purchased the basic notebook companion, like the standard one, then you'll be given that option. And if you're buying the bundle, all 4 add-ons are only $16. So if you're buying all of the notebook companions to go with these books, plus Ocean Anatomy, there's 4 of them in total, then you'll be given the option to buy the add-on for $16. So I think that covers all of the pricing and what you get. So I think let's just have a look at it. Let's see how it works and how you could integrate it into your homeschool, because that's really what we want to know, right? Okay, so I'm going to show you a little bit of, I printed out some of the hard copy. This is Farm Anatomy, the nature notebook companion for Farm Anatomy. And I printed out just a little bit so that you can see what it looks like. And then I'll also show you a little bit of the add-on, but then I'm going to take you to the computer so you can see the rest. So you've just got some entry pages there. You can see what other resources are available from Daily Skill Building. And then this is the page that I showed you earlier that just talks you through how to use the notebook. And then you move into the actual notebooking section. So this is chapter 1, and gives you an overview of what you're learning. There's a space to write down notes as the parent. So like if you've got field trip ideas, you can see that there. There's a space for that. And then here we go. It gives your child some instructions on what to do. Soil and soil conservation. Draw the diagram of soil found on page 12 of Farm Anatomy and explain what is found in each layer. So, basic things that your child can do. And you can make this more detailed or less detailed depending on the age and ability of your child. And you can see here there's more drawing there. There's more instructions on what to do, and then some basic questions. And you can see more there. How far should a windbreak be from a home? Illustrate 3 methods of soil conservation given, showing both diagrams for windbreaks provided on page 17 of Farm Anatomy. So it's great, it's very clear on where to find the instructions, but also there's enough there so that your child has to be the one to actually go and seek out the information. It's moving on to weather, define the 10 types of cloud formations. So you could make these notebooks last over years and really delve into each of these topics. And then chapter 2, raised in a barn. Chapter 2, parent notes. It starts the same there with the parent notes. And then it moves on to the students' notebooking. So there's lots of different ways to make this work. Lots of different ways. You can see I've just got them loose pages here, but I have got a binding machine and a laminator, so I would put proper title pages on these and everything and have them spiral bound. Be really easy for my kids to grab. So that's the student notebook companion. Let's now look at the add-on. So I showed this to you a bit before, but there's chapter 1 and there's a coloring page. My kids would all love this. And then it moves on to layers of the soil. And so here what I would do is go over that section of the book with my child, and then I would get them to illustrate what they learned and then give me an oral narration, and I would scribe that for them. If you have a child who is okay with writing, then they could do the writing themselves, but it's also perfect for just scribing yourself. Topsoil chart. So it just goes through all the different subjects that are covered in that chapter. And then you'd move on to chapter 2, raised in a barn. And again, you've got a cute coloring page, and it's the same format throughout that. So what I'll do now is go ahead and jump on my computer because I've got the rest of the guides on there, and we'll just have a quick look through those. All right, so this is the food companion guide for food anatomy. This is what your title page looks like. And it's the same layout as the other one that I showed you. So we'll just sort of go through these beginning ones here. Same thing, shows you what to do with notebooking. Here you can see there is a note to parents, as I mentioned before. So this is, if there's anything in there that might be of interest to parents, you can check that out and just sort of decide whether or not you want to skip things or talk through them, or if it's totally fine with you. So that's really helpful. And then you move straight into the chapter. So chapter 1, food for thought, and it's got the parent notes section there. International dining, read pages 16 through 35 of food anatomy and answer the questions with what you learned. So some great comprehension there. Define the following words. So that's some vocabulary practice for your child. So I think it's really fantastic because it's not just nature study. I mean, it's literature, it's vocabulary and spelling and so many other things. So lots of different subjects being touched on here. You got illustration here on these pages, and just very clear instructions on what to do and where to find things in the notebook. So there's 138 pages in this one. I'm just skipping down a bit. Here we're up to chapter 5. Again, parent notes, butter and cheese. I mean, you've got a bit of geography in here as well, because we're learning about different areas in the world where they make things differently. It's fantastic. I mean, this is a really, really cool resource. So that is the food notebook. This is the food anatomy bonus add-on, so for the younger students. Again, same layout. Here's chapter 1 with your coloring page, and then your pages for illustration and narration. And it's pretty straightforward there. And then chapter 2, same thing. This is nature anatomy. This one is 174 pages. Same things at the beginning, exact same layout, and then you move into your notebooking pages here. So lots of different ways to learn. And just also really great for being able to present if you need to keep a record of schoolwork. A really, really great portfolio, basically, of what your child has learned throughout the year for nature study and science. So I hope you found this helpful and insightful. I want to say thank you to Daily Skill Building for collaborating with me in this sponsorship, and I'm always excited to bring to you guys things that I genuinely believe will be of benefit to your homeschool. And this is just a beautiful resource that I think could go really deep into subjects, and it just gives you, what is it that Anne of Green Gables says? Scope for the imagination. I love that. And so if you have any questions, do leave them down below, but please go check out this resource. I will have it linked for you in the description below. And thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
What if the world had more of your smile? What if the wind could spread your love? What if your sweetness could reach everyone? There'd be no wars,